So you're clearly choosing him.
What? Because you need to ride home from the airport? We're getting back together?
No.
Suddenly you get to be back in my life?
Wow, that's nice.
You broke up with me!
With each new production, the director learns something new. What did you learn on Runner that you applied to Pickup, and what did you learn on Pickup that you're going to apply going forward?
On Runner, I learned literally everything. It was my first film. So I don't know what I didn't learn. For Runner, I think I learned like that as much as I loved doing all the different locations and it was a pretty big cast and it was a pretty involved shoot. I also learned that like I bit off a lot that first time, and that it's okay to do something more simple with a smaller cast, one location. Like if the conversation is well written and well shot and well directed and well performed, then
Yeah.
people will eat it up. It doesn't have to, for a short film, I think people sometimes try to do too much. They want to set their short film in some kind of like World War II like thing where you have to have all this special effects. I'm like, guys, you can do that for your feature. I mean, to some extent, it's just like prove your worth in terms of creating an awesome shot list and having a vision and having good performances and having a good visual style. And then in terms of pickup of things I want to apply moving forward, I got better at shot listing this time around. I worked with Olivia, my DP, who's fabulous, and she and I basically had a really collaborative phone call in which for scene one, I want this, and I tried to find like some picture that was a good reference for it. And then I was like, scene two, I'm super open to that. And scene three, I know I want it to be this. And so we were just we were so prepared because we shot 16 pages in one day.
Wow.
As a director, that's the best thing I could do, as opposed to thinking I have to be in charge of every little beat. It's like, no, I know this and this. What are your thoughts on this? Like that was a good learning curve, I think.
You performed in a Michael Glover Smith joint this summer called
Yeah.
Relative. Since this is your second featured role with him, what attracts you to the type of films and point of view that Michael possesses?
Um, Speaking of dialogue, he can write really fun dialogue. I learned that on Rendezvous. I just thought it was so funny, and so I think he's just a capable, interesting writer who cares a lot about relationships and the human experience. I think we share that. And we also really value actors. Like I've been the casting director for his last three films, and almost like 95% of the time we have exactly the same viewpoint on who's right for a role and who's not. And the few times that we have a disagreement, I share my thoughts about why I think he's wrong, and then he shares his points, and then we usually come to a good place.
Besides access to the industry, what have you observed about the Los Angeles actor versus the Chicago actor, and what do you think creates those differences?
But I'll tell you what the perception of Chicago actors is out there. Like when I would go into an audition room, if someone had a Chicago tie, they were always extremely excited about that, and they were always really pleased to have Chicago people in the room because it meant that we were well trained. I think that a lot of Los Angeles actors can be people who were told they were pretty and good at acting, and they were like, "I'm just gonna go for it." I think Chicago really is just it's a place that really respects training and talent and actors, and it's also just a smaller pool, so
Yeah.
people know each other more, and it's
Yeah.
just a more friendly environment in a lot of ways. But
Well,
there's good and bad. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. What do you have in progress for the future that you're excited about, and what are your goals as an actor and filmmaker for the rest of the year?
I just wrapped on a short film called After a Love Story, and it is written by my friend Alyssa Thorderson. She's the writer and she's the lead actor. We filmed over 2 days this past weekend. I shot it with Jason Chu, who is the DP for Runner, and he's just so meticulous and interesting. He's got an incredible eye, so he was great to work with. And it was my first time directing something that I wasn't in a while, and so that was really a treat. I love directing when I don't have to worry about performing. I am playing a small recurring role on a show that's shooting here, And so thankfully I'll be coming back and forth quite a bit, which is so nice. It's small. Hopefully it gets larger, but it's small. But I'm very, very thankful. And so yeah, so my goal is to get reps in Los Angeles and actually feel like I have people that are on my team and are excited about me and can help me get some traction going in this new town that I'm in. And then yeah, just enjoying my time in Chicago. And I want to finish a couple of screenplays that I'm working on, but really it's been interesting. I had some friends saying like, how's the hunt for your reps going? And I was like, I haven't, it's been like 3 months and I haven't even started because I was working.
This is Patrick McDonald for HollywoodChicago.com. Copyright 2021.